Here's where we are at the minute. Liverpool were offered Anthony Gordon. Not that Liverpool went to try and sign him from Newcastle. Again, not saying we're not interested, but Liverpool offered him because Newcastle are obviously in a little bit of PSR difficulty. Now, they have sold or agreed a deal to sell Minta, but it's believed that that still won't cover them, that they're still a little bit short to satisfy profit and sustainability rules, meaning they could face a points deduction. So what we're going to try and do tonight, lads, is go through and figure out where we're at. There's been some talk of Kwanzaa being wanted by Newcastle, which was very quickly rejected by Liverpool, as you can expect. There's some other whisperings around other players. So we're going to try and figure it out tonight where we are. And again, appreciate you guys tuning in. I told you all week I expected something before the end of the the end of the financial year for football clubs, which ends on 30th of June, meaning if clubs have any difficulties with profit and sustainability rules, they have to sort it out before the year ends. That's tomorrow night. So if this deal is to happen, and it's still a big if, it's going to have to happen over the next 24 hours or Liverpool will likely walk away, because right now we've got some leverage. Right now Newcastle are a bit worried, so we need to try and make use of our wiggle room and get a deal done if the club want it. And I still don't know the answer to that one, because there's loads of talk that Liverpool are interested in the player for quite a while, but it has to be for the right number. And if we get this done for a reasonable number, I think it's a decent deal. If we don't, we move on. It's as simple as that. We were told yesterday that there was the likelihood of some type of situation developing with Anthony Gordon and Liverpool. I had alluded to the fact yesterday that a couple of outlets were flirting with this as well, but we got the nod yesterday, and hence why we made the video we did yesterday talking about Liverpool maybe breaking our transfer record or at least going big. Then I got up today and it seemed like all hell had broken loose with regards to the Gordon deal. Everybody was reporting it. And it stems from the fact that Newcastle do have profit and sustainability rule issues. Newcastle have to free up some cash, and maybe people don't know this, but Anthony Gordon is, one, a Liverpool fan, and two, was at our academy when he was younger. He left at the age of, I think it was 11, and joined the Everton Academy, where he's since gone on, obviously, to break into their first team and go and play for Newcastle. Newcastle signed him for a fee of £40 million plus £5 million in add-ons, and I believe that Everton do have some type of a sell-on clause, but I can't find the exact figure for that yet. So look, we're going to go through it tonight and see how you feel. Now, I'm not for 1 second suggesting that Anthony Gordon is the best option for Liverpool. I have other preferences that I'd like personally. But as I always say to you guys, all I can do is report the news, aggregate it, bring it to you, and we talk about it. Whitehammer, first super chat of the night, thank you bro, said Diaz out, Gordon in seems so sideways or backwards. I don't think it does. Now, again, I want to reiterate, bro, that I don't have a preference for Gordon. I think Nico Williams would be a better signing. Kvaratskhelia could be more exciting as well. But on Anthony Gordon, there's a couple of things in the difference. One, obviously, he's got years on Diaz with regards to his age, so Liverpool could utilise him further. Two, he's homegrown, and that wouldn't hurt Liverpool either. And three, he has progressed this year, and he does look like an exciting player. Has he got the robustness to be able to continue to play in the Premier League, score goals, put up numbers? I think he has. And for the right number, I'm okay with the deal. It does feel like if we bring in somebody like Gordon, it's an indication we're probably expecting Diaz or somebody to move on. And I've been saying this for a while, even with some grief. I felt like this was the window we were going to see Barca come in for Diaz, and I still think that's the case. But anyway, let's go back through all the posts for the day, and then we'll get to where we are and see how we're all feeling about it. So, where are we? Right, here we go. So the first thing that we'd seen up today, David Lynch said, Liverpool have turned down the opportunity to sign Anthony Gordon from Newcastle. The Magpies made the first approach as they attempt to comply with PSR rules. The problem there was they wanted Kwanzaa. And Liverpool rightly told them to go and fuck themselves, because there's no chance that Jarell Kwanzaa is leaving Liverpool after such a great breakthrough campaign where he looks like he's legit. So obviously Newcastle wanted him, that's understandable, but Liverpool rightly said no. Next, there was talk of a medical being set up in Leipzig if the deal could be agreed. So Liverpool were clearly somewhat serious here if Craig Hope, who covers, I think for the Daily Mail, covers Newcastle, talking about a potential medical in Leipzig that was mooted for Gordon. So Liverpool clearly have some interest here. Now, Paul Gorst again went on to say Liverpool turned down the offer for Anthony Gordon from Newcastle, but I think this is just Michael Edwards playing hardball. And if a number can be gotten to that Michael Edwards likes the look of, I think Liverpool would do business. So, LFC Transfer Room posted from Craig Hope of the Daily Mail to say, Newcastle were ready to sell Anthony Gordon to Liverpool this week, but talks over a move have broken down. The proposed deal included Jarell Quansah heading in the opposite direction, and it wasn't right for Liverpool. But it does say there is still a chance talk could be revived over the weekend. Remember when we signed Szoboszlai last season? It was really quick. We knew that the release clause of his was going to expire and we got a deal done within 2 days. Kind of imagine this in a similar way, only there is no release clause, but there is pressure on Newcastle to comply with PSR. And it is a real threat. We've seen the likes of Chelsea and others be questioned over it. We've seen Everton deducted points, we've seen Nottingham Forest face sanctions, and it's believed that the Premier League are looking to really put their cards down here and lay a marker down and show clubs that they have to adhere to the rules, which is where our prudence comes in handy. Thanks for streaming, said Harry. Been a rough day. I'm excited to see Gordon and Robbo running down the left side, winding players up. It would be good. It would be fun, and I think he'd grow on us, Anthony Gordon. I do like when I hear him speak. He's a very well-spoken guy. Seems quite intelligent, although he couldn't figure out which brake to press on his bike. But that's a whole another debate. Right, so anyway, we keep going on about the stories. The day goes on and on and on. The Athletic then said conversations have taken place between Liverpool and Newcastle over Anthony Gordon. The future of Anthony Gordon appears uncertain, said the Athletic, until the PSR issue is resolved. And then it came Mundo Deportivo, who kind of came into the equation talking about Diaz, saying Liverpool are looking at options to replace Luis Diaz. And I truly believe this is the case. I know we've been told all along that Liverpool have no intention of selling Diaz. I don't believe that's correct. I think they know what's coming, and I think Diaz is going to want to move. So Liverpool are trying to be prudent here and figure out the right type of replacement. The Anthony Gordon one, though, is a bit confusing, because it's not like we approached Newcastle. It seems, by all accounts, they actually came to us, meaning we should have a lot of leverage in this conversation if Liverpool want to strike a deal. And that's the big question we all don't know right now. How bothered are Liverpool about the possibility of signing Anthony Gordon? I've told you guys so many times I would never sit down to play a hand of poker with Michael Edwards, because the dude is a ninja. And I think he's playing a blinder here again. And look, think about it this way as well. If you're Anthony Gordon, you now know Newcastle are willing to sell you, or you were going to be sacrificed by Newcastle. That can't be a nice feeling. Like, imagine you come back after the Euros and you're Anthony Gordon and you rock back up to St. James's Park and you look your manager or the sporting director in the eye knowing that you are willing to be sacrificed. That's not going to sit well with a player. You're not going to feel that love and bond, are you? So this could just be a one weekend thing where if it isn't done tomorrow it's over, or it could kick on a little bit. Like Gordon just thinking we have better. Look, again, I don't disagree. He would not be at the top of my list of players, but if Liverpool have wind, let's say, that maybe Lucho wants to go, or maybe somebody else wants out, or they can't agree a deal with Salah and he's one more year, something like that, I think Liverpool have to at least address the situation. And we have been admirers, is that the right word, of Anthony Gordon for quite a while. And despite me being one of his biggest critics, I have to admit, last season I did see progress in that Newcastle shirt. Now, I haven't seen enough progress to justify some of the price tags that we've seen mentioned. The price tag of £100 million is nonsensical for me. I think his actual market value, allowing for the fact that he's homegrown, probably about 65 or 70 million pound, and that's the kind of number that I'd be comfortable. Again, like I've said, whatever happens now, Anthony Gordon knows he was surplus to requirements. Anthony Gordon knows that Newcastle tried to sell him. That ain't gonna go down well with him and his agent, who happens to be, if I'm not mistaken, Trent's brother. I believe Trent's brother represents Anthony Gordon. I think. We looked into it yesterday. I think I remember that correctly. So yeah, he's not going to be happy. You know, he's away with England and he's hearing that his club are thinking of selling him a year after buying him, after having a good season, because they made a mess financially. You know, that's not going to go down well with him. If you were a player in that situation, you know, you wouldn't be best pleased, would you? Harry said, this feels very similar to the Szoboszlai deal last year. We were given a hint that that move was possible and we snapped it up quickly. That's exactly what I was saying earlier on. Like, that deal kind of seemed to be done over a 2-day period just before his release clause expired, and Liverpool, George Schmaka went in and got that deal done. This could be a similar situation, but the key word here is could be. You know, Liverpool wanted Szoboszlai, so Liverpool went to trigger the clause. In this case, the initial offer came from Newcastle to Liverpool.